Kyle Larson. Spent Christmas in Australia. Got time with Keith and Pete out in Tulsa and all that. We had Christopher here earlier. I know a lot of them want to talk with you. First question for Kyle Larson.
Sweet.
Well, that's okay. Tell me about Australia. We saw a lot of cool pictures on, your Twitter.
Yeah, Australia was a lot of fun. I got to go down there and race at Sydney Speedway, somewhere I'd wanted to race for a long time now. So it was a good time. We stayed in Parramatta. Got to go to the Sydney Zoo, go to Bondi Beach near Sydney, which was a lot of fun. And then I only got to run 3 races. One rained out, and ran third in 2 of them, and had a really bad night. One of them. Went from Australia to New Zealand for a couple days to try and race there, but ultimately got rained out as well. But I had a blast. I got to, at least for the Australia part, our whole family was there. My mom, my dad, my sister, Caitlin's mom and dad, Brad Sweet, her brother was racing down there. We brought, Owen and Caitlin. So it was fun. Casey Kane was down there. So we all got to hang out, have a good time. And, yeah, it was a fun off season. Then got to do the Chili Bowl, which is always fun. I didn't have a good year there, but did win the race champions, which was nice. So yeah, it was a solid off season for sure.
First question looks like Bob, who was also at the Chili Bowl.
Bob Pockris, ESPN. Does this new format benefit you at all? You seem to be a guy who likes to go fast all the time and has tended to have good starts and just needs to get the finishes.
Yeah, I don't know. We got to wait and see, I guess. I think everybody already races hard, so it's not like everybody's going to step up any harder than we already are. I don't know. I kind of my qualifying is up and down, so I think qualifying is going to be more important now this year for gaining points. For especially that first segment. So if you can qualify well, you should be able to gain more points. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see though. I don't really know how the style of racing is going to change with this new format until we kind of get going throughout the first month or month and a half.
Don Gamble, Rapping on Racing. 2 things in reference to you. A couple of years ago, you came into the Lernerville Speedway. You were late. You had to start dead last in the feature.
I wasn't late.
Oh, well, then why'd they have you start late?
So that format is the twin features, and the first feature, a spark plug wire came undone, so I thought we were blown up, so we pulled off. Well, the second feature, they invert the field, but you have to be on the lead lap to get inverted. So anyways, I didn't finish the first feature, so I had to start last in the second one.
And you passed 23 cars in 25 laps, and the consensus of opinion was this kid's got quite a future in racing, and you've proved that to be a point. You're now with one of the premier teams in NASCAR, and I've known Chip since he was your age, and a lot of people aren't aware of how he got into NASCAR. He was big in Indy for years. We were doing a live radio show at the STP building in the pits, and I said, "What are you doing here?" And he held up a Snickers bar, and he said, "If Snickers goes with Stavola, I'm buying the team." Well, it didn't happen. So he took a couple of years off, and I saw him again. He said, "I think I'm going to buy another team." I said, "Which one?" He said, "Well, Felix and I are friends. We're walking through the pits, and he wants to cut back." So he bought Felix's team. Felix is still involved. And look what it's morphed into now. You're with a premier team, very successful and a bright future. And it all started with a candy bar.
I didn't know that, but wow, that's really... I'll have to ask him about that. No, that's really cool, and yeah, I love racing for Chip and Felix and Rob. All 3 of them together are great owners, and they make great race teams. So have enjoyed my my career so far with them, and hopefully with them for a long time to come.
Wolfgang.
Kyle, Wolfgang Monzer, Ranchport Press Agents. You just mentioned you were in Australia and New Zealand. Personal question, you're driving on the wrong side of the street with the steering wheel on the wrong side of the car. Did you have troubles with that when you hired cars up there?
No, honestly not. Even I think back to the first year I went to New Zealand, I was nervous and whatever, but honestly, once you do it, it just feels natural. You're just kind of on the opposite side of the road. All the things kind of work the same, just backwards. So, the first year I went to New Zealand, I spent like 17 days there, and the last day I was there, I made a mistake and was driving on the wrong side of the road. But it's fine though. It's pretty easy. Like my dad wouldn't drive at all in Australia because he was intimidated. But like I said, it's easy.
There you go.
I don't know how you feel about driving on the left side of the road, if it's the same, but or left side of the car. But yeah, it's easy. No, I'm automatic, man. I couldn't do that. I struggle enough shifting the right way, but I couldn't imagine going first, second, and pulling to third and fourth. It'd be tough.
Lewis.
Well, while the wheels have fallen off now, Louis Frank Reuters on your left. So when you were in Sydney, did you try the Moreton Bay bugs?
So who?
It's seafood. It's like lobster.
Oh, no, I hate seafood, so I didn't eat it. I know, right? Asian doesn't like seafood. That's weird, but no. I'm not a big seafood eater, but I know they put beets on everything, so I had to make sure I didn't ask for beets. The first night I was there, I ordered spaghetti marinara, expecting it to be spaghetti, tomato sauce, and I'd remembered, I didn't obviously remember, but people had told me the first time I went to like New Zealand, hey, marinara is not the same, and I just overlooked it, I guess, and it showed up with all sorts of things in it, and I had to order some chicken after that.
Fadden.
Daniel McFadden with NBC Sports. Has this offseason felt any different for you, knowing you're going into a season without the weight of not having won a cup race on you? Or do you still have pressure on you to keep winning after last year?
Yeah, it doesn't feel any different because even though, all you guys put pressure on or whatever, try to or whatever, build it up, I don't think too much into it. So, I just continue to want to win. So the second win, wanting to win the second win is just as important as wanting to win the first win to me. So, it doesn't feel any different. I'm just going to go out there and try and do the best job I can each and every week, and hopefully we can get some more wins this year.
Holly.
Hey, Kyle, I guess this is kind of the million-dollar question, but along those same lines, what is it you guys need to do differently this year to move it along to the next level? What do you guys pinpoint as what you need to do?
I don't know if there's one thing you can pinpoint. I think everything needs to be better. Aero, to be a championship team, I think you need to just be better than everybody at everything. So, I could do a better job at executing. Our pit calls could be better. Not saying that anything's bad, but I'm just saying everything could, be a little bit better to gain lap time and improve on finishes. So, just try and focus hard and dig down deep to make everything a little bit better.
Last question.
Kyle, just got to ask, what's your sprint car midget schedule this year? You got anything planned for the rest of the season?
Yeah, I've got some races planned. I'm allowed to run about 25 races throughout the year. I've already ran 3 or so, 4 maybe. But this season, it's harder to find races because last year worked out perfect the way the NASCAR season was. At least where the off weekends fell. I got to run 6 nights of Ohio Speed Week with the All-Stars. I got to run the Knoxville Nationals. Where this year I'll probably get to only run 2 nights of Speed Week, and if maybe I could run Oskaloosa during Nationals week. Won't be able to run Knoxville Nationals. Probably do a couple nights of midget week again. It'll just be harder to find races. I'll have to look for more midweek sprint car races.
We appreciate you taking the time, and sounds like still a busy schedule of some of those. Maybe they'll put up a few more for you. I know you got a couple other places to go. Little Gator is ready to come next.
Yeah, I think we all know a guy that owns a series that could
That's
add some
right.
midweek races. He's retired now, so.